Kairo Veylan's mother always said he would either become rich or find the fastest way to make a terrible decision. Most days, it was hard to tell which one he was closer to. That evening, in a small apartment in El Des Moines City, he was leaning strongly toward the second one.
Explain this to me again. Kairo Veylan stood by the table, arms folded. Kairo didn't look up. It's simple, he said. You buy low, then you sell high. Ilara looked down at the box in front of her. 10 phone chargers. All cheap, all identical, all suspicious. You bought 10 phone chargers that don't work. Kairo finally looked up. They worked in the pictures. Ilara picked one up, turned it over in her hand, then plugged it into the wall. Nothing happened. No light, no charge, no sound, just disappointment. She unplugged it slowly, then looked at him. They worked in the pictures, she repeated. Kairo pointed at her like she had just proven his case. Exactly. Misleading marketing.
Ilara stared at him for a long moment, then sighed. You are too smart to keep falling for things like this. I didn't fall, Kairo said. I calculated. You calculated wrong. Temporarily, for half a second. Ilara almost smiled, but she caught herself. Everything with Kairo was like this. A plan, a risk, a shortcut, a mistake wearing confidence like a jacket. She walked toward the kitchen. I don't understand why you won't just take something stable for a while. Kairo leaned back in his chair. Because stable doesn't move. Ilara stopped, looked over her shoulder. Stable doesn't collapse either. Kairo opened his mouth, then closed it, because that one landed.
The apartment wasn't quiet, but it wasn't loud either. It had the kind of noise small homes have when people are trying their best. Something cooking on the stove, a spoon tapping against a pot, traffic humming somewhere outside the window, a neighbor's television bleeding through the wall. Normal sounds, safe sounds, the kind of sounds Kairo never noticed. Until later, when he would miss them. Ilara placed 2 plates on the table. Eat before it gets cold. Kairo pulled his plate closer, but he didn't start eating, not right away. His eyes drifted to the window, to the city beyond it. El Dolan City. Bright in some places, rotten in others. A place where everyone knew something, but no one said everything. Kairo picked up his fork, then put it back down. You ever think we're just one bad month away from everything going wrong? Ilara didn't sit immediately. She only looked at him. No, that was quick. I've had more time to think about it than you. I'm serious. So am I. She finally sat across from him. We're not rich, Kairo, but we're not falling apart either. Not yet. Ilara's face softened, but her voice stayed firm. That's the problem with you. Kairo frowned. What? You keep staring at the edge, even when you are standing in the middle. He looked away, and you keep acting like the edge isn't there. Because most of the time, she said, it isn't.
Kairo leaned forward slightly. And when it is, Ilara met his eyes. Then we deal with it. Kairo nodded slowly. But it didn't fully land. That's not a plan. No, she said. It's life. I don't like that answer. You don't have to like it. She pushed his plate closer. You just have to live in it. For a while, he didn't say anything. Then he started eating, quietly. Ilara watched him for a moment. Not with anger, not even disappointment, just worry. The kind only a mother knows how to hide badly. After a moment, she spoke again. You're trying to move too fast. Kairo swallowed. I'm trying to move at all. You are moving. No, I'm not. Yes, you are, she said. You just don't recognize it because it's not loud enough. Kairo let out a small breath. That annoyed him, mostly because it sounded true. I don't want to wake up one day, he said, and realize I wasted time. You won't. You don't know that. I do. He looked up. How? Ilara smiled slightly. Because you don't know how to sit still long enough to waste it. For the first time that night, Kairo laughed. Not much, but enough. Ilara nudged the box of chargers with her foot. So what's the plan for these? Kairo glanced at them. I can fix them. You don't know how. I'll learn. When? Soon. She raised an eyebrow. You said that last week. And I meant it then too. Ilara leaned back. You always think the next thing is the one that changes everything. Kairo looked at the chargers, then at the table, then at the floor. What if it is? Ilara's voice became softer. What if it isn't? He didn't answer because he hated that question. It had too much room inside it, too much silence, too much truth. Ilara studied him carefully, then said, You don't have to prove anything that fast. I'm not trying to prove anything. Yes, you are. Kairo frowned. To who? Ilara didn't answer immediately. Then, quietly, yourself. That sat between them. Heavy, uncomfortable, real. Kairo leaned back again. Maybe. Ilara smiled faintly. That's the first honest answer you've given me tonight. He shook his head. You're impossible. I raised you, she said. That's your fault. They both laughed, lightly, briefly. The kind of laugh that doesn't last long, but stays in the room after it ends. At the time, Kairo didn't know he would remember that laugh. Not the whole dinner, not every word, just that laugh. Small, warm, alive, and had changed. Not completely, just enough. The lights were dim, the kitchen was clean. Ilara's door was closed. The city outside had quieted into a distant hum. Kairo sat on his bed, phone in hand, scrolling through nothing important. Videos, comments, posts, noise, movement, without meaning. He kept scrolling because stopping made his thoughts louder. Eventually, he tossed the phone onto the mattress beside him, then stared at the ceiling. Buy low, sell high, he muttered. A pause. Then he shook his head. Yeah, that worked out great. His phone buzzed. Kairo didn't move at first. He only turned his eyes toward it, then reached over and picked it up. The screen was on, but there was no notification, no message, no app open. Just text, black background, white letters. Balance, 0. Kairo frowned. What? He tapped the screen. Nothing changed. He swiped up. Nothing. Pressed the home button. Nothing. The words stayed there. Balance, 0. He sat up slightly, now paying attention. Okay, he whispered. That's new. He locked the phone, waited, then unlocked it again. Still there. Balance, 0. Kairo stared at the screen. His room suddenly felt colder. Not freezing, just different. Like the air had shifted while he wasn't looking. He tapped the power button again. The screen went dark. For 1 second, there was only his reflection. Then the screen lit by itself. Balance, 0. Kairo stopped breathing for a moment, then forced out a nervous laugh. No. He looked toward his door. Ilara? He almost called louder, but something stopped him. Not fear exactly. Instinct. The feeling that if he said too much, whatever this was, would know he was scared. He looked back at the phone. The text didn't blink, didn't move, didn't explain itself. It simply existed, like it belonged there. Cairo's thumb hovered over the screen. What balance? No response. He checked his apps. Nothing opened. No banking app. No wallet. No browser. No strange download. Just the same screen. Balance. 0. He set the phone down slowly. I'm just tired. That was the easiest answer, and Kairo loved easy answers when they protected him from impossible questions. He lay back down, closed his eyes, but his mind didn't settle because it didn't feel like a glitch. It didn't feel random. It felt placed. Kairo opened his eyes again. The phone sat beside him. Dark now, silent, normal. He stared at it for a long time. If this is some kind of joke. He waited. Nothing answered. The room stayed quiet. The city outside kept breathing. Somewhere in the apartment, Alara moved in her sleep. A floorboard creaked. Then silence returned. Kairo turned his head back toward the ceiling. Yeah, he whispered. I'm definitely overthinking this. But he didn't sound convinced. And somewhere beneath the screen, beneath the city, beneath the life he thought he understood, something had already started counting. He didn't know it yet, but that was the last moment his life belonged only to him.